There had been people that had attempted to be elected to the city council. It was never successful. The community, we weren't organized. We had no experience. Those brave souls that attempted did so pretty much on their own. I wasn't, like I said, a person that even dreamed of being whatever. I was just a normal guy. My parish, Our Lady of Guadalupe here in East Austin, they started an organization called St. Vincent de Paul Society. It's made up of volunteers, primarily men at that time, who volunteered to go out in the evenings and visit the families that have need. And the father would give you the name and address, and they say, well, Mr. Treviño family, they have a large family, they don't have any food. You need to go by and see what they need. I'd go home from work, I'd have a bite to eat, take a 15-minute nap, get up, and I'd go to church. There was a priest by the name of Fred Underwood in Montopolis, and he and I were good friends. You know, I ran into Father Underwood one day, and he said, I wanted to talk to you because there's a big conference that's going to take place here in Austin, and I've been asked to be a moderator, so I got to put together a panel. I said, what's the conference about? Head Start. They're bringing all the teachers that are going to be teaching in daycare. They're going to bring them into Austin, teaching them about what they should know and all that, because they're going to be working with the poor. And he said, and I want you to be the fourth one. I said, how can I know more than teacher? He said, because we're going to be talking about poverty. And you know about poverty, you know more about poverty than they do, because you're one of them. You know, you got that right.
And I urge this Congress and all Americans to join with me.
And that summer, the war on poverty.
Today, here and now, declares unconditional war on poverty in America.
We're going to start a program called Community Action, and we'd like to talk to you about being one of our referral officers. And so they hired me on the spot. And so I was there for several years, as was Gonzalo, as was Moya. That helped me be exposed to a lot of the problems in the neighborhood. People would come in every day with all kinds of problems. Sometimes it was to be referred to Brackenridge. Sometimes it had to do with a cemetery. Sometimes it had to do with the jail. Sometimes it had to do with paving street. All of these things, the city takes care of us from the womb to the tomb, from the hospital to the grave. And so I was beginning to see the multiple type of problems that occur in the community. It wasn't until the 1960s that I say the perfect storm, because several things that happened. The economy furniture guys went on strike. We try to help out in whatever we can with the strikers. That the thing that provided the manpower for all our campaigns, for Moya, for Gonzalo, and for mine, that made up for the lack of everything else that we had. Number two, there was a one man, one vote. There was another phenomenon. There was the Chicano movement started awakening. And the thing is, it wasn't just in Austin. It was in Nuevo Mexico. It was in California and Arizona. So the Chicanos started saying, hey, maybe we can do things. Maybe we can, you know. Sí se puede. Yes, we can. The first opportunity that came about for us to flex our muscle was for the county commissions, precinct 4. About 3 or 4 of us went and talked to the guy that we preferred. He had all the ingredients that we thought that would appeal not so much to the Chicano, to the Hispanic community, but we thought all the ingredients that the Anglo would find attractive, and he turned us down. And Moya came to see me day or so after, but I want you to know that I'm here as a candidate. But I said, well, look, I don't make the decisions. I have to talk to the rest of the guys. The rest of the guys were the economy furniture strikers. We had to get somebody, and nobody else wanted to run. And so we finally said, well, okay. So we went and told Moya, okay, we're going to support you. But we finally won. We won. It shook up everything, you know, at least in the Chicano community, that we are capable. We can do it. You know, we started thinking, well, what comes next? What's next? Now that we're hot, you know what? It was Gonzalo's campaign. He went against Wilson Foreman, who had been there forever. I think he lost by 1,000 votes the first time. But we came close. Well, when we got through with those campaigns, the strikers said, okay, who are going to run next? Maybe we have a chance at city council. Nobody wanted, everybody was afraid. And we kept on and, you know, going around the circle. Well, we have to run somebody. We were talking about running citywide. In Moya's campaign, I was in my backyard. I was in East Austin. And I'd walk into any business, chances were they were Hispanic. None of us had experience in stuff like that. We had no one to turn to if we got in. There was nobody that we could go and say, well, okay, how do you do this? And so we're sitting there drinking beer, and Lyncher said, why don't you run? I said, are you crazy or did you eat something? I don't know if it was that day or some other day, but finally I said, maybe. And I didn't have any money. You know how we raised money? My nieces and nephews would barbecue chicken on Saturdays, and they would sell plates for $4. Now, how many plates do you think you have to sell to make any kind of money to run a campaign? My advisors would tell me, you got to go into West Austin. I was afraid, you know. I had no idea how they would see me, you know, because I think there's a stereotype of Mexicans in Austin that I had heard all my life, you know. And so for me to go into, say, Tarrytown, you know, how are they going to view me? You running for city council, you know? And so I didn't want to be humiliated. I didn't want to be embarrassed. I was scared. I really hadn't perfected my pitch. Gonzalo and I were the ones that were going into the neighborhoods and knocking on doors. And they were pleasant. They were surprised and they were supportive. Whereas before I didn't want to go out. Now they couldn't keep me away. Most of the time they never asked you about issues. But if they did, at least you were prepared. You had been in school. One of the first questions that they did ask me had to do with the environment. And I think I was in the Barton Springs area, and I knew nothing about it. That was the first time I was kind of alerted to the environment question, because frankly, over there to us, the only thing we can worry about is survival. I realized that this thing was serious. You're talking about stuff that we had no idea. The first night, they always invite you to the TV station to interview you, to say a few words. Well, they invited me. And They asked me, what is your biggest concern now that you're the first Hispanic? I said, my concern is that to some people in Austin, they're going to be looking at me and they're going to wish that I'm a total failure. Some people probably say that these Mexicans, they don't know how to do things. The expectations of me is going to be here. On the other hand, there's another part of the community that expects me to do all of this, and that's the Hispanic community. I said, I don't think I'm going to do this. And I certainly know I can't do this. Hopefully I can do something in the middle, something, to balance it. If it all stopped here, then it wouldn't matter, because whatever I did, it would disappear within a few years. But now you have myself, you have Gus Garcia, you have Raul Alvarez, you have Mike Martinez, and Senator Barrientos. Now you have 3 or 4 on the council. God gave me the opportunity to be the first one to break the ice.